Alright, so we're going to see what the Trustfire will do out here in the dark. Turn off the headlamp. I think it's going to come on low probably. Yeah. Now, this camera I don't think has really good night vision. It's really not good, so I don't know if I can adjust the exposure on this, but that's low. Oh, come on. And there's your high. Alright, the fence line there is about 80 feet. And just kind of shining around a little bit here. See what it's doing. Definitely very, very powerful. Lighting up the entire backyard easily. You can see. Move up over here a little bit. Can hit that tree line there. Hopefully you can see. She's hitting the tree line there. Zoom it up. Zoom it up. And there's medium. And there's low. So even on low, again, it is hitting the other side there. Much brighter than you can see in the camera. It's probably barely showing up, but I can easily see, you know, if someone's over there, you could make out some detail. And you get the high. Strobing back to the high. Alright. Here are some stills that I took with the camera with the better night resolution on the still images, so you can see much better how it looks to the naked eye. Even with the enhanced video, with the enhanced video and the cell phone footage is pretty good, which is coming up next, but these also give a very good representation of how bright it really is.
I'm going to use I like to use a Maglite XL172 as just a baseline for you to judge the lumens, all right, with this camera. So here's 172. I just put in some fresh, make sure it's up high, some fresh rechargeables. It's probably not 172 lumens. I think it's probably 165, I think is the rating with the rechargeables. All right, so just shining it around the yard a little bit here. Tree there. It's about 60 feet away. The fence there is about 50 feet. And if you can see it in between, yeah, you can see it on that tree there in between the two. Oh, no, you can't actually. No, it's hitting the tree nicely. I can see in the tree well, but unfortunately, the cell phone's just not quite capturing it. All right, so here it is, a close-up. All right, now, we're going to turn off my overhead light. Keep that on, and we'll do I like to do a little multiple comparison as we ramp up here so you can judge the lumens and power for yourself. Now here is this light, the 1000 lumen rated Sunray, little pocket light. Really love this thing. Fantastic for the size. Very, very bright. Really, you know, definitely this is a forest killer. You can see everything out there wonderfully. Great throw on this, great floody beam. All right. Not the full power battery, but pretty close. Probably, 70% or so. All right, so now there's more of a comparison. You got the Sunray on the right and the XL200 on the left. So there's the tree, and there is the Sunray really lighting up the tree. As you can see the difference. The XL200 is now right on the tree. You're seeing a little bit of the tree to the left of it, but not, barely. I think you can just barely see the tree. And there is the Sunray. So, as I've said, if the Sunray is not 1000 lumens, might be 1000 rated, putting 700 out the front, something like that. 800. It's pretty darn good because you can see it's significantly brighter than the XL200. Larger flood beam. All right, give you an idea of some of our targets here. Hitting the tree. Really does a fantastic job. But that tree is probably the best judge. You can see it's really lighting up that tree very well. All right, so now we're going to turn off the XL200. Put that one away. We're going to keep the, I hit it on medium. I'm going to keep the Sunray on. We're going to go to the 1300 lumen rated Kigos. All right. The big reflector. XML-T6 also on this, same as the sunray. All right. So there's, let me show that on high. Yeah, this battery is not brand new though, because again, I've been testing it and using it. So again, the sunray on the left, the Kigos on the right. And let's do the comparison to the tree. You can see the tree there now. And there is the 1300 lumen Kigos. And again, for my visual estimation, I'd say the ratings are probably pretty close, because the sunray looked like to be about 4 to 5 times brighter than the Maglite, which is rated at 172 lumens, probably putting at 160, 165 with the rechargeables. So it's about 4 to 5 times brighter, so it's probably 1,000. And then this is, as you can see, with the big larger reflector and same kind of XML LED, but that reflector and the just the brighter rating is definitely noticeable, and mostly noticeable with that tree, which is about 180 feet away, maybe 190 feet. You can see it there. Again, it's brighter to my eyes than I see in the camera, but there's the 1300 lumen Kigos. All right, so now we're kind of going up in level here. We're going to turn off the sunray at 1,000 lumens. We're going to keep on the Kigos, and we're going to go to the big Mama Jamma here, the triple XML Trustfire. And let's see what that does. It's on low, and there it is on high. And you can see all that spill hitting the fence. Look at the difference. All right, and again, let's go to the tree. There it is hitting the tree nicely. The Kigos 1300, and there's the 3800 lumen Trustfire. So again, it's just the Kigos and the Trustfire, really lighting it up. I mean, you can see everything there, 180 feet or so. Easily see that. Really just blowing things away. And this is with the newer batteries. So here it is against the shed. Very wide beam, and as I said, I'm pretty amazed that with 3 XMLs, it's got a perfectly circular beam. So the focusing on this is really, really good. I took this out to the lake yesterday, but that's when I was having the battery problems I mentioned, and I really didn't get that good a shot, so I'll try and include some. Probably put some in this, just so you can see what I did accomplish. There it is up in the tree. Really, really good. So let's turn off the Kigos now, and we'll, if I can do this without dropping everything, and let's just take a look at this. All right, so there you are. You can see how it's really, whoops, I spoke too soon. That's what it was doing at the lake too, unfortunately. It does last a lot longer with these batteries, but it looks like this light just does need the 3 batteries. Unfortunately, the 2 batteries is just not enough, even with these higher quality batteries. You know, yep. Okay, let's go put the 111 on. Hang on a minute. Okay, well, unfortunately, even with the higher quality batteries, it lasted a lot longer. I got about 20 minutes out of it total. But once the voltage drops off, again, this light is just power hungry. Even the 2 batteries didn't really hold up well enough, and the light did start shutting off. So I had to go to the 3 battery configuration, which is, like I said, is probably why the eBay seller sent the extension tube free of charge. They never mentioned that even in the ad, but I'm real glad they did. So that was very good of them. Give them good feedback. So again, here it is again, continuing with the Beamshots. I added an extra battery to the light, and you can see how, I mean, that's up close. Look at the spill light. Even the spill light is just lighting up the fence and the bushes like daytime. There it is up in that tree. You can clearly see it lighting up the whole thing just amazingly well. I should leave that light on so you can see the just really blasting the light out. I wish I was at the lake. Now, it's getting cold out here. It's down into the upper 30s actually right now, although I'm pretty warm. And hopefully I'll get a chance to take a ride out there this week. You know, these targets are way too close for this light. It's just kind of a joke. I really need to get out there and shine it out in the whole lake and just light up the entire area. But even the spill light on this is amazing, and I can see the beam even partially. Looks like it's showing up on the camera too, so it is just really flooding out the light. Very impressive. Again, I don't, I'm sure, as I mentioned, those lights at $300 and $400 and $800 will have a more tightly focused beam, and they're made to withstand a nuclear blast and things like that. But for the money, look at this light. Really, really amazing. I mean, look at that. It's just lighting up the whole yard. Really overkill. I mean, putting it on medium. There it is on medium. It looks like there's almost no difference. It's just knocked it down a notch, and still look at it. Even medium is still way plenty. Putting it on low, there it is on low. So, I'm sorry, that's low. Apparently it didn't switch modes when I pressed it. So let's do that again. Here's on high, that's medium. There we go. All right. But as I said, medium is still plenty powerful. You can really see very, very well with medium. Let's go back over here so we don't disturb the neighbors. This bush blocks the light from getting into their house, though. And as you can see, it's still hitting that tree well enough. And the distant tree, and then if we put it on low, it is still hitting the tree, barely. You can't see it on the camera. Here it is a little bit close up. Still hits the end of the yard, lights up a appreciable area, and then strobe and SOS, and then back on high. And then there it is, lighting up the tree and beyond like it's daytime there. Really amazing. So unfortunately, even with the high quality LED 18650s, you still need that triple battery configuration. So 3 XMLs, 1 battery for each XML really is the idea, it seems. Let's take a walk over here. And we'll shine it in the other way. There's a tree behind the neighbor's house here that's probably 200 feet or so, 260 feet. And let's see what that does. It is hitting the tree there. So there it is, hitting that tree, as you can see. It's that one over there. And really just lighting up that tree down there. It hits the one on the next block, several houses down even. And it looks like daytime with this thing. Pretty amazing. Hitting the fence there, no problem, obviously. So shining it around. You can see it's hitting the trees behind the house there, the neighbor's house. That distant tree there is about 180, 190 feet. Really, really good. So, other than the battery issue with this light, really, really fantastic. Again, it's not really an issue with the light itself. That's why when you see those higher end lights, they usually have like a triple or even 4 18650 battery pack, because it just needs, you just need that much power. Even these LEDs are just sucking down so much juice, that kind of lumen output, that it's hard to get it to work correctly on just 2 batteries at this kind of lumen output. I haven't hooked up a meter to it, but it's probably an indication that it is cranking out pretty close to the lumen stated. The fact that even 2x good 18650 batteries is not enough to really supply it with power for long. But those other ones definitely did the trick for a good 20-30 minutes, whereas the cheaper ones give you about 2 minutes, minute and a half. So those other batteries definitely are higher quality and worth the money. So there you have it. That is the Trustfire triple XML, and it says TR3T6. See if we can. Yeah, there it is, 3T6. $43, and like I said, this particular one came with the extension tube, which is great. Makes it bigger than I'd like, but you could always just use it on medium and get plenty of light if you wanted to use it with the 2 configuration. Or leave the 3rd one in there and have access to a fantastically powerful light. You could use this for search and rescue, just walking around or playing around or whatever. I mean, if you lived in the desert, you lived in a dark forest or what have you, that light is the type of light you really want to have. You could see everything with it to a great distance. Very well made, solid. I've taken out the heatsink. It's a nice solid block of aluminum. The light, I had it on high for a good 20 to 30 minutes and just slightly warm. No, it doesn't even get close to hot. Has some of the cooling fins here. It is very cold out right now, but even still has excellent cooling. And perfectly circular beam, which is really good. Shows you that they really put the design efforts to design it well into the light. Because even though you have 3 XMLs, 3 different little reflectors there, you got a nice circular beam. So really good. Just give you one more quick showing of it. Quite amazing light. All right, so there we have it.